Guys and girls, it's Know It time!
Alright, so today I'm going to show you more. Basically what I want to show you is solving quadratic functions. By factoring. On my last lesson, I reviewed factoring with you. I went through the basic reviews. Today, I'm going to give it more intense. Now, after you master factoring, we're going to do another technique, and then at the end, I'm going to show you how to do applications, which I'm going to save till the end. So this is our lesson today, guys. Guys and gals, it's Know It time. Your favorite time of the day. Here we go. I'm going to start off with a quick factoring question. And all you're going to do is show me who can solve it and who can't. 4x squared minus 5x minus 6. Good luck. Equals to, actually I'm going to make it two things. It's going to say solve by factoring. Solve by factoring. I forbid you from using completing the square. If you even touch completing the square technique, you will get a 0. If the question says solve by factoring, you only get one shot at it, and that's to factor. Guys, when I walked around, a lot of you said, hey, Mr. No, my answer is x equals to 2 and negative 3/4. I don't know if that's right yet. So what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to take it simple. Keep it simple. I'm going to factor. And I taught you the trick. 4, that's negative 24. And you broke it down into two brackets. You're going to find two numbers, multiply together, give you negative 24, add together to give you negative 5. Harmeet, what are those numbers? X minus 8, x plus 3. Normally, you would be done. Wash your hands. Okay? But Miraj, I got to do one more thing. What's the last thing I got to do? What's the last thing? If you don't do this step, this question is wrong. The most crucial step that people miss out on. Meeny, meeny, miny, mo. Crystal, what's the last thing you got to do? Good. There's a 4 here. You got to divide each one of these by 4. Okay. Now, I realize that x, this can be simplified. Okay. And I can't divide 3 by 4, so we're bringing 4 to the front. And guys and gals, you get 4x plus 3. Solving it, this gives you x equals to 2. And so, easy. No tricks. Okay. But that was too easy. That was what you learned in grade 10. Grade 11, they make your factoring twice as hard. Here is where it works. I call this different types of factoring. Different types of factoring. You got to master all the types if you want to do well. The first type, type 1. Type 1, I call this simple. Simple factoring, let's say I'm going to ask you 2x squared minus 2x minus 12. Guys and gals, I just want you to factor. Take a minute, factor this, no tricks. Okay? Walked around, and a lot of you say, hey, miss, look, you can factor the 2 right off the bat. All of these numbers can be divided by 2. So let's divide each one of by 2, and you have 2x squared minus x minus 6. Okay? Now you can break this bracket down into two things. 2x minus 3, x plus 2. That's it. I didn't ask you to solve, I asked you to factor. We're done. No tricks. This is called simple. And that's what your teachers taught you in grade 10. Type 2. And this is where brand new stuff kicks in. I call this fractions. Good luck. If I give you a question like this, 1/4 x squared minus x minus 3. The question says factor. We're not solving. There's no equal sign. If there's an equal sign, it means you gotta solve it. This one doesn't have an equal sign. So all I want you to do is factor. I'm not gonna show you how to do this. I want you to try this on your own first. Guys, gals, I'm gonna walk around. So guys, gals, I'm gonna give you a little hint. I'm gonna write a few things down. Star. So this is a good hint for you. Star. If a question has fractions, just like this, I'm gonna highlight the fraction for you right here in your coefficient. Right there, that's your fraction. If a question has fractions and it asks you to factor if a question has fractions and it asks you to factor, then you need to factor out the fraction. Then you need to factor out the fraction. Okay. Says this, if a question has fractions right there, and the only choice they give you is to factor, there's no other technique, then you can't even complete the square, then you gotta factor. They force you to do it. So watch what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go write down the question again. 1/4 x squared minus x minus 3. First thing you're gonna do, guys and gals, I want you to factor 1/4 from this whole entire thing. So I'm gonna give you a little hint. I'm gonna put 1/4. In here will be some stuff. Figure out what goes in there if you pull 1/4. I'm gonna pause it and let you have some fun. Feel free. Oh, haven't asked yet. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Amar, let's start with you, Amar. What goes in the bracket? X squared minus 4x minus 12. Hey guys, gals, look at the bracket now. The bracket is so nice. You can break that down using that easy technique you did in grade 10. So this becomes 1/4 x minus 6 x plus 2. We're not going to do anything more because I asked you to factor. That's how you do it. I want you to try this question on your own, and then I'm going to move on to type 3. Another one. Try this one on your own without my help. They force you to factor. You're not allowed to use any other technique. Okay? Factor. Your question is going to be 1/4 x squared plus 2x plus 3. They force you to factor. Guys, gals, have fun. I'm going to pause it. Okay. So what I'm going to do again, it says factor. I have to get rid of this. No exceptions. Bring that out. Whatever it is. 1/4 x squared plus 8x plus 12. 1/4 x plus 6 x plus 2. Okay, that's it. No tricks. If I ask you to solve, what would your next step be? Part B. I'm going to say, pretend this equals to 0. Solve now. I'm going to say, pretend the whole entire thing equals to 0. See, the first step was factoring. Now, solving is a brand new game. It asks you to find x. X. Harsh, what's the first one for x? X equals to? -6 is one of them. Darren, what's another one? X equals to? -2. A lot of you are going to ask me, what the heck happened to this 1/4? See, 1/4, there's no x associated with it, so we don't even have to look at it. The only thing you got to worry about is anything that has an x. And that's how we do this. Guys, gals, type 2, done. Type 3. Type 3, I call this a difference, and you did this in grade 10. Difference of squares. Okay. So there's only 3 types of factoring I can force you to do. simple difference of squares or the fractions one. I'll start off easy. X squared minus 4. Factor. Guys and gals, difference of squares. In order for you to factor a difference of squares, number one, this has to be a minus sign. No exceptions to that rule whatsoever. Okay. Number two, so requirements. If you meet these requirements, you can use the technique. Number one, it has to be subtraction. That's the first thing. Requirement number two, both numbers must have a perfect root. Both numbers must have a perfect root. Perfect root. That means my number ends, terminates. There's no exceptions. If my conditions are met, you can break this down into x minus 2, x plus 2. Okay. I want you to try this. It's going to say factor. Zero 0.49 j squared minus 36k to the power of 4. Factor. Using all the techniques I taught you, how would you factor this? Good luck. Jason, you have an answer? Take a guess. I have a question.
When you factor x squared, shouldn't there also be like a negative x?
So when you factor this?
Yeah.
Nope.
Square root, that's like plus
Nope.
or minus.
Good point. When you factor this out, oh, I see what you're saying. So you can say, you're saying these could be negative.
Yeah.
That's, I have to explain that later why it's not the case. Good question, good point though. Okay. Once you get to the end of this quadratics, I'll explain to you why. But for now, guys, I look at this and see if this criteria is met. If this criteria is met, I just break it down into conditions. Look, there's a negative sign. And each one of them has a perfect root. So now, all you're going to do is figure out what goes where. Divya, take a guess what his answer is going to be. 0.7j plus 6k squared. Yep, keep going. Yep. Good. That's it. Okay. Guys, I'm going to give you your super challenge question for today. Get this right with full work, and you get a card. I'm going to walk around and give you about 5 minutes to figure this out. Here's your super note question for today. Good luck. You're going to use all the techniques I've taught you, and you're going to factor this. I want to see who can handle this. Factor. Show me full work. 12, open bracket, x plus 2 squared plus 24 x plus 2 plus 9. I want you to factor that. Good luck. Let the games begin. See, if I look at this question, a lot of you, first thing that kicks into your head is, hey, let's try to expand this out. And then this is what you guys most of you did. You went 12x plus 2, x plus 2, plus 24x, plus 48, plus 9. Then you probably worked all that out, but it's too long and too messy. That's going to get you nowhere. It's going to get you, because the numbers will get so huge, it doesn't work well. But would you agree? I have to look at this whole thing and see what type of question is this? What type is it similar to? Is it similar to type 3? Type 2? Or type 1? Would you agree it's very similar to this type? Very, very similar. Only difference is I have all these big nasty brackets that's kind of trying to scare you. So why don't I do this on the side? I'm going to say this. Let choose any letter you like. Doesn't matter what letter it is. You can choose the letter that represents your name. Let y. Why don't I let y be this bracket? X plus 2. I can say let y equal to x plus 2. I want you to rewrite this question now using y's. So wherever you see an x plus 2, I want you to write it using y. So you write down 12 y squared. Okay, see? No tricks. Plus 24y plus 9. I made something super complicated into something that's easier for everyone to work with. And all I did was one little step right here. Guys, gals, take a minute. I want you to factor it out. 12y squared plus 24y plus 9. Factor that out for me. Find a common number that you can pull out right away to make your life easier. There's one number that you can pull out right away. Loveline, what's the magic number? I can pull out a 3 right away. So this becomes 4y squared plus 8y plus 3. Guys, gals, we're not done yet. I want you to keep on factoring. Keep going. We don't stop right there. No matter how hard it gets, remember, there's always a way around it. Okay, just a few more steps. This is where you should be able to work on your own now. Back to the old way. 4 and 3, which is 12. Yuraj, Lavraj. What two numbers multiplied together give you 12, add up together give you 8? 4, not 4 and 3. 6 and 2, see? So I'm going to go 3. That gives me 4. Oops, let's forget about 4 for now. That gives me y plus 6. Y plus 2. But I got to divide this by 4. I got to divide this by 4. Okay. So I'm going to try to simplify. Many ways you can do this. You're going to reduce right off the bat. Or, so when I try to reduce this, look what it becomes. Would you agree? I get y plus, this is going to be 2 over 3. And this is y plus 1/2. Whoa. Sorry, 3 over 2. 3 over 2. But I can't leave like this because, remember, we never leave fractions in here. So I want you to highlight this 2 and drag it somewhere else, because you can't have fractions in your factoring like that. Bring the 2 to the front. Do it. I'm going to bring it to the front. So this becomes 3 times 2y plus 3. 2y plus 1. A lot of you say, hey, we're done. Wash your hands clean. But there's one catch. This is y's. What does my original question involve? X. So guess what we're going to do now? Plug this in back into my equation. So wherever you see y, we're going to plug in x plus 2. See, so watch what I'm going to do. If you're lost, and this is where Sammy got up to. So you go x plus 2. And bracket plus 3. See, wherever I see a y, I'm just going to sub it in. X plus 2. Plus 1. Guys and gals, I want you to take a minute, expand out and simplify these brackets. Don't worry about the 3 yet. The 3 is all the way inside. I want you to expand this out and simplify. Tell me what goes in those 2 nice brackets. Okay? Because I can't leave it like this. This is not simplified yet. I want to make it as nice and clean as possible. So why don't you take a minute and just expand and simplify this. And welcome. So guys and gals, I'm going to expand and I'm going to simplify this. Again, I'm going to show a lot of steps. This is going to be 2x plus 4 plus 3. 2x plus 4 plus 2. My final answer is 2x plus 7. Whoa. Oh, that's the plus 1 right there. 2x plus 5. Guys, gals, voila. See? I turned something really complicated into something really simple. And that's how we factor. I'm going to give you one more question, just like this. I want you to practice. The better you're practicing this, the easier it will become for you in the future. Just match it up and see what it's like. I'm going to give, what if I give you 4j minus 2 squared minus 2 plus 4j squared. I'm going to pause it and let you try this on your own. So guys, I walked around and a lot of you seem to have trouble with this. See, this looks like something, it's called the difference of squares. X squared minus square. This looks like a type 3 example where it's a difference of squares. See? X squared minus something. The reason why I know it's a difference of squares, look, it satisfies my condition. Number 1, there's a minus sign there. Number 2, both of these are squares, so which means there's a perfect root. Now, the first thing you should do is go let's say x, I'm going to say let x be this whole entire bracket right here. 4j minus 2. That's my whole x. Done. No questions asked. Now, when you work with difference of squares, the second bracket is totally different. Look, this is 2 plus 4j. I can't use the same letters anymore. I have to use a different letter now. So let's say y be 2 plus 4j. I can't use x anymore because these brackets are totally different. Guys, gals, rewrite my question now. So you get x squared minus y squared. I want you to factor out x squared minus y squared for me. Nope. There's no squaring yet. How do you... Nope. No. How do you factor out x squared minus y squared? X plus y is one of them. Malika, what's the next one? X minus y. Was it that hard? Not really. Guys and gals, I want you to sub in x for here, sub in y for here. Okay, we're only going to work with the first bracket for now. So we go 4j minus 2 plus 2 plus 4j. I want you to simplify the first bracket right now. Okay, 4j, 4j. Hey, that gives me hj. So the first bracket becomes 8j. The second bracket is a bit trickier. I'm going to let you have a few minutes on your own. This is x minus y. I want you to sub this into here and tell me what the second bracket becomes. I'm going to pause it and walk. So I'm going to sub in x. This is going to be 4j minus 2. Minus, be careful. This is going to be 2 plus 4j. Notice I use brackets right here because it's going to change my answers. So when I do that, watch what happens. 4j minus 2, but this no longer becomes plus 4j. This is minus 4j. Okay? So look at what happens. All the j's canceled out, and we're left with negative 4. So your final answer really is hj times negative 4. Or if you really want to push it, it really becomes negative 32j. Guys, gals, that's... Yep, question.
When do you add brackets?
When do you add brackets? We're talking about brackets.
Like, how you add brackets on 2 plus 4j?
Oh, 2. Because here's the reason why. Because I'm taking x minus this whole entire thing. Right? Whereas here I'm adding. So when you're adding, it doesn't change anything. But when you're subtracting, it changes everything. Guys and gals, that is your lesson for today. How to factor using complex stuff. I'm going to give you a lot of time just to work on this and practice this stuff. Now, there will be simple questions like this. I'm going to give you a simple question. It says solve. There will be complex questions. K squared plus 3k equals to 0. What's the answer for k? That's it. No tricks. K squared plus 3k equals to 0. Your brain is so used to we're thinking complex stuff now. When I give you something super easy, I guarantee you half the class will get this wrong. 0? Is that your only answer? 0 and? 0 and negative 3? 0 and negative 3 is correct. See, your brain is so used to thinking complex stuff that when I give you something easy, say, Mr. What's the trick? There has to be a trick. There's no trick to this. I look for this and I see a common factor. Common factor is k. Pull out a k for me, please. That gives you k plus 3. Set each bracket to 0. Notice there's a k in front. So this bracket will be 0. K equals to 0. And for here, k equals to negative 3. So I'll give you something super easy and something complicated. Know when to use complex and when to use easy. Guys and gals, your work for today. Page. It's all about factoring. I want you to be masters of factoring. 229. I'm going to give you lots of time, so don't be afraid. Number 1. Actually, I'll give you after the break. 1 to 10.